What's up, everybody? Here we go in another video, and I wanted to make this one. We're not going to focus too much on credit and debt. What we're going to focus on a little bit more is on the mindset. And I thought it was important for me to make this video because of things that I have to manage on a day-to-day basis with my businesses, my personal life, my health, my mindset. So I wanted to just make this video to just, to show you that no one's life is perfect, that you have to figure out a way of balancing and managing your life. And the number one thing though, it always has to come from within the person, from within me, from within you. Like, it does not come from exterior. When I make videos like this, it's not to try to say something like I'm the know-all and the guru of certain stuff. No, it's more about me sharing information on what has worked for me, and trying to let you know that you had a power from within inside of you to be what you want to be, do what you want to do, and have what you want to have. And that if that is not happening, that means that it is 100% your fault. If it's not happening for me, it's 100% my fault. And there are things that are going on with my businesses that I don't like right now, and that I take 100% responsibility for it, and I'm doing things on a daily basis to fix those things. And it doesn't necessarily have to do with money. It has to do with the way operations are going, that it just doesn't seem like it's aligned with where I want to be, or where I'd envision the businesses being right now. And the reason why I keep looking up is employees are coming into the office, and I look up at my camera just to see what that everybody is coming in. But so what I want to talk about is the mind. The mind, when from what I've learned and from what I try to teach you, is that the brain is not the mind. The brain is the computer. The brain is like what I'm talking into this camera, and then the camera is recording, and then I put that recording onto YouTube. That is what the brain is. The brain is the recorder. It holds all the information, and then we put that out there into the world, and we start to see what happens. As things start to materialize from it. So what I try to what I tell people and what I do for my life every day is that everything comes from the mind, which is consciousness, which is I am, and then I put what I want to be after that. Because if you don't understand how that works, you will become where other people are running your life. You will become where, if something happens on the outside, like a recession, or economy is good or bad or whatever, or there's some individual that, like, you worship that individual, you will be in a bad situation because you will be letting the outside control yourself. But the thing about it is that it's very hard to understand how this whole thing works. And to give an example, I think in a video that I did a month ago, I had talked about where I was watching a movie, and I was watching a movie. It was Star Trek, and where Spock had saw where he had got a message with the new series, the new Star Trek series. Spock has an old self and a new self living in the same time zone, or whatever you want to call it. They exist in the same time, and he had got a message, and the message said that the older Spock died. So the younger Spock knew the exact date and time that he was going to die in the future. And what I had, and then there was like certain emotions and things that came about when I saw that, and then there was another movie that I was watching, and it brought emotions, and then what I had did at that time is I had uh, two things came to my mind. If you knew the date that you were going to die, how much different would you lead your life? What types of things would you not care about? Like a whole bunch of different things. And then on the flip side is when the emotion that comes from it is totally from the outside. Because you know that both of the things that I was watching, one was a movie and well, two were movies, and they're not real, but they could elicit emotion. So why do they elicit emotions? And that's because we've been trained over time that we want to react from things on the outside when you should have no emotion. So what I did later is that I watched a movie and I had no emotion to it. Nothing from it. I allowed nothing to make me have any reaction on the inside. And I've actually been practicing that with a lot of stuff that I do. And I would catch myself to where it is automatic to have an automatic emotion from something on the outside. And let me tell you that that is very dangerous to live your life, because that means that what people say to you or things that happen on the outside that really have nothing to do with the way that you will be able to live your life will affect you and make you think and do things a certain way, when you should always tell yourself what you want to think, what you want to feel, so you are 100% in control of your life. No matter what is happening on the outside, the economy, people, friends, family, all of that stuff, you control 100% of the way that you react. You control 100% of the way that you see things. But we have like a strange problem because of the what TV has done to us. TV has actually taken away our ability to visualize what we want ourselves. Try this exercise. Close your eyes and visualize yourself doing what you want to do. If it's to have a new car, or to be more healthy, or to lose weight, or to repair your credit, or to get out of debt, envision yourself how you would feel once that happened. Visualize yourself with your eyes closed, holding the paper, saying that they're going to stop the lawsuit. Visualize that your credit score, that you're looking at a piece of paper and what numbers those credit scores have on them. See if you could do that. Probably most of you that are watching this video, you're able to do that. But now, let's flip that and open your eyes and do it. Open your eyes with your eyes, and then I want you to see that same thing. And I bet you have a hard time doing it. And that right there shows that we are seeing with the perception that is given to us, either by what we've learned over time or from the outside. Like, we perceive what we see by what we think we are seeing, and that's really perception. We see things in perception. And an easy way to prove the point that I'm making is to go look at something. You look at it, and then you ask your wife or friend or someone, and you ask them what do they see. And then if it's something like an inanimate object, yeah, that's easy. They're gonna be like, that's a computer, that's a computer. And then ask them what else do they see. And then I bet you they'll see something else with the computer. And then you ask yourself, did you see that? And that's where you'll start seeing the perception. And that's where we need to start doing most of the work, is to get that perception and flip it around, and we tell ourselves what we want to see. Now, I'm not talking about being crazy or stupid or something where you're like, something that is there and you're just pretending like it's not there or something. What I'm talking about is when you're trying to do and be something and have and change your life, is to not see what is in front of you as a hurdle. Is what you should do is you should tell yourself what you want to see, which is what you want to have, and see yourself having it, and you change the perception in that way. Hurdles that you used to see with what you've been trained to see all of a sudden become, they're not hurdles anymore, and it allows you to accomplish what you want. I guess one easy way to explain it is to get rid of the fears that perceptions become fears. The more you try to do something that you're used to doing or that you don't think you can do, it becomes a fear. It gives you an emotional reaction. It comes back at you. If you can change that and you say, I am healthy, I am, and it has to be in the present tense, not like I am getting or I will be. You have to say, if you want to be rich, you have to say, I am rich. And then you must be willing to not see those hurdles. And the only way you won't be able to see those hurdles is if you understand that you control everything. That's the only way that it's going to happen. Because if you allow the outside to control what you feel that you want to do, you're just not going to be able to do it. It's going to be dang near impossible. Not to say that you won't make tiny steps, but it's going to be impossible. And one big reason why I know that this is true, other than what I've gone through in my life, is that I just see all of the different videos and stuff on people trying to teach people how to be motivated, how to accomplish stuff like that. That economy, that industry is just blowing up. It's just getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And every day people are coming to that awareness that it is not a person, it is not a thing, that what a guru or a good teacher or someone should have been trying to do is to get you to be aware, and then what they make you aware of, you start to work on, because it's easy. When you understand, or when we understand who we are, then we are able to say what we want to be. Because you can't, if you are a fake person and you are not being who you want to be, so that means that you don't know who you are. And that's a crazy statement. When I had first heard it, was like, do you know who you are? And then some people will say, well, yeah, I'm a business person. No, that's what you do. Who are you? Then that takes in deep thought, because who you are has nothing to do with all of the stuff that you do. And then that, from when you understand who you are, that's when you start building on what you want to be and what you want to have and what you want to do. It's like you take control back of yourself, and then you build on it, and those new pictures become what you want. And so, to go back to what I'm doing in my life, is that I'm refocusing on that, because I've spent the last 30 years building a great life for myself and my family, but now what I need to do is to take more charge of what I want to happen in the future. And that comes from me being more aware. Just like you, there was things that I wasn't aware of, things that I've done, things that I saw as hurdles, things that I had inner fears of things that I could and couldn't do. And I've always been the type of person that'll just break through them. But now I'm even more aware that it's not about trying so hard. It's more about understanding and knowing exactly what you want. Because if you know what you want, you're going to be able to accomplish a whole lot more than anyone that is working hard every day to do things. Because there's plenty of people that work hard. plenty of people that work hard. I'm pretty sure you work hard. And you might be thinking, I work so hard, I might be working hard at my job, or I even have two jobs. A person might say that, and they're not getting where they want to be. And it's because you're not thinking the right way. You're not, number one, you have to take 100%, 100% control of what you want, and know what you want, and know yourself, and then you're able to move forward. Because then when you have that picture, you won't accept certain things. You won't do certain things that you don't want to do. When you do things that you don't want to do, that means that you accept it. And when you accept it, you let the outside control the inside. But when you know who you are, know what you want to do, know what you want to have and be, and all of that stuff, then that means that you have to not accept things. And there has been things that I have, especially over the last year, where I just said I'd rather not do business with someone, or I'd rather not do that regardless, because it doesn't fit what I want. And what I've been learning to do is that I have to keep refocusing on that. And that means that I have to give up certain things to gain other things. And just like the trapeze artist, there is never a successful trapeze artist that can swing and get to the other, let go and get to the other person and still hold on to the other side. You cannot do it. You have to let go of one so you can gain and move forward on the other. That's a good analogy that I could use for that. You have to let go of something to move forward and grow with something else that you want. So to end it, and the exercise I would want you to do is, the first thing is to learn and ask yourself, who are you? And that's going to be hard, because it was hard for me, and I know it's going to probably be hard for you. And I'm not talking about the things that you do. That's what you do. Who are you as a person? And your name is not who you are either. It's like, who are you? Your name is what your name is. What you do for business or work is what you do for a living. Who are you? And then you use that in an I am statement and you start adding on to what you want to be, what you want to have, how you want to feel, but you control that from the inside going out. Also, keep in mind that the brain is the computer. The mind is the consciousness. The mind is all around us. And you feed that into your brain and you let the brain work. And the more that you feed into your brain, the subconscious will accept. And then that will start to materialize in what you see. You will have a new perception of your life. New perception. You will see life a different way. So that's what you need to do. And then the other thing is, I want you to practice taking your emotion out of things. Watch a movie that you used to get emotional on, and then take your emotion out of it and just watch it for what it is. And see the difference on where you take back your control. Because the TV has become one of the things that has taken away our control of our own perception, because they feed us perception. So I'm going to end the video there. I've given you some great information, and some of you may be wondering, how does this connect to credit repair and debt and all of that? It does, because a lot of people that I talk to that are successful with repairing their credit and getting out of debt, one of the things that they would always say is that I was afraid, or I didn't know what to do. And those two combined together is what makes people procrastinate and not do something. And so what I'm teaching you to do is to take your own power, and then you'll be able to see that even if you don't know from what I tell you to do or from what you try to do will work, you will have the power from inside to just go ahead and try it and see if it can work, because a lot of people don't do things because they just believe right from the beginning that it won't work, and that's because they had that bad perception. And then even if they try to do it and they don't get the result that they wanted from the first time, they'll stop because they allow that perception of, oh, I've tried it and it didn't work, and everything that I try to do won't work. But if you had that inner power where you just say, I'm just going to keep pushing this and pushing this and doing this and doing this, because what I want to happen will eventually happen. I don't have to know exactly how it's going to happen. That's what I'm teaching you to do here, and that's what's going to be why it's going to be different for you this time when you try to work on your debt, when you try to work on your credit, when you try to become more healthy, when you try to do anything that you probably tried to do in the past. So please like this video. Just like I said in other videos, the algorithm makes it necessary for us for all YouTubers, if you like the video, please like the videos. I really appreciate it. Please subscribe to my channel. I really appreciate that. Spread it around to your friends and family. If you need help with your credit, please visit my website, thecreditrepairshop.com. If you need your credit reports and scores, please visit my website, the www.your3scores.com. Links are below this video, and I want to say thank you again, and you have a great day.